we started it because we had to, and now we're doing it because we want to. It's kind of cool. When we started this thing, we were all still washing our groceries. Remember that?
Too well.
Now we're just spraying them. You know, see how far we've come. COVID-19, and it's here. What, 2023 is on the way, man. I don't know. There are kids in this world who don't even know about a time when we had to pay for Purell. Yeah. But we're all back now, everyone. You know, especially the comics. I would love just to sit down in one place for just a couple days and chill, man. The last few days I've gone from San Francisco to Santa Maria and then Fresno and San Diego. It's like my schedule is, you know, I've got the same schedule as a minor league baseball team. Play cards through the night, man. I'm trying to stay sane on the road. You know, I get lonely for Patty first and foremost, but just, you know, there's don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. I don't know. They have a thing now. It's called, the big thing right now is online or phone-based therapy. So they've got BetterHelp and TalkSpace, and it's where you get on the phone and you with somebody who may or may not have credentials, and you talk it out. It's kind of cool. You know, they're like, so what seems to be the problem? Well, I feel like I'm being deprived of meaningful human contact, much like right now. Yeah, the ships take a toll. You get out on the ship, and after a few weeks, all you really want to do is just be normal. I just want to argue about a phone bill. Yeah. I want to sit in gridlock. I want to go to Trader Joe's. Are you kidding me? Oh. Things we take for granted. You ever go in for groceries in Mexico? Yeah. I'm like, how do you say gluten-free in Spanish? They're like, we don't. Lago pendejo americano, Dios mío. Yeah, last night I got to crash on the couch with Patty, and I can't tell you how much that did for me. It's all, you know, that feeling you get if on Christmas morning, like this invincible well-being. That's how I fell asleep last night. It's funny how someone who's 5'4" could make me feel that secure in this world. I don't know. She has been watching too much HGTV though. Yeah, she's got to. I know. Some morning she wakes up and everything has to be fixed. I mean, like she's like, have you seen this air filter? Gross. Gotta go. Who put this wall here? We can't even see at the pipes. I know there's mold in there. And I'm going, Meanwhile, in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm gonna kill the Property Brothers. With their 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
I tried to grow the 5 o'clock shadow. It didn't quite work out for me. On me, it was more like Earth after nuclear winter, just patches. And we got to spend a couple of days in Monterey, and I highly recommend it. So nice. Oh, so good. Carmel, Big Sur. And they had a little like self-guided tour of these gnome houses. They call them fairy tale cottages, but it was pretty cool. And then you go into the bathroom and there are no mirrors. I'm like, that is so Northern California. Can you imagine a bathroom in LA with no mirrors? How dare you take away my favorite person?
Not even a closet.
Yeah, in the closet. Yeah, I played bingo. I went to bingo for the first time in forever, and it's always the same thing. There's a woman in curlers, you know, like the game caught her off guard, and she got a toothbrush, and like I don't know why we go through the whole ordeal of bingo. It's just like a 50-50 raffle where they reveal the winner real slowly. That's all it is. You know, like you either have the card or you don't. Why make it a striptease? You know? And people are like, I was one away. You're a million away. You have the card or you don't. It's the same thing with slot machines. They're getting all fancy. They've got cartoons and celebrities and, you know, diagrams of what you win. It should just be you push a button, you win, you lose, go home, get help. Just yeah, some people, I feel for some people because gambling's a real thing. Like I had a buddy who got lost at the racetrack for about 10 years. I felt for him. Like he was super like I don't know. I feel like they should start naming the horses as a public service announcement. So forget Buttercup and Captain's Courage. How about like, you know, a marriage falling apart coming around the final pole? Chapter 13, catching up. Neck and neck with the enormous ulcer, racing into the abyss. Here we go. On tomorrow, I was going to say on Monday, which is tomorrow, I get on a ship toward Ensenada. Yeah, seems like a great time to visit the heart of the Sinaloa drug cartel operation. Yeah, I think they're taking people right now, and that the tour guide's going to be like, you want to take the same precautions that you would on any big city, you know, stay close, maybe carry a whistle.
Red gun.
You want to see the city, just go up to the 15th deck, the Lido. You'll be able to stay on board, live to fight another day. Yeah, in port they have this circus tent where there's like they do the chair massages and like 1,000-degree heat. Everybody sits down all sweaty and, you know. Yeah. They're like, but we save a lot of money on lotion. This one woman had magic hands. I was there for 20 minutes and she cured my daddy issues, improved my credit score, cleared up my acne, changed my worldviews and core beliefs. Oh, I'm telling you. Well, how about this? I brought the guitar along. We have a full lineup. One of the comedians didn't confirm, so I had to get another comic, but it looks like he's here. So let me just do the one thing, because I like to try out my new ideas on you guys, and this is my one big chance to do it. Okay, how about this? I have been listening to Christmas carols in the middle of the year, because, you know, they make you feel good. Why not? And there's one that keeps rolling around, and I have no idea. I don't know what figgy pudding is, but these carolers were like jonesing. It starts off all night, you know. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Then the cravings kick in. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. We won't leave until we get some. So quit holding out. You know what time it is. Right. Let me try one more thing on you guys here. I have a guilty music pleasure. It's Train. Y'all know the group Train?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of quiet about it. I like the songs, but the guy with the man bun and the open shirt and he wrote a love song that's more about himself than the woman. He pulled off the impossible. I'm so impressed. My heart is bound to beat right out my untrimmed chest. That I've decided is one of my kind. Oh, are the sweepstakes over? Hey, soul sister, you just made the list of girls that I might disappoint tonight. got to work on those. So throughout my set, somebody is talking and you don't realize it, but just if you're on, if your microphone's live, just realize we can hear you talking. Doesn't bother me. I've done this 1,000 times, but we like to respect the comedians who come in. Laugh freely. We love your laughter. And if they talk to you, of course, please talk back. But, you know, if we could just observe that, that's great. And that's why the show keeps going, is we all kind of get it. And the comedians are reluctant to do it at first, but then they see how awesome you guys are, and the word gets around. So it's really the only Zoom show left right now, and it's still awesome. So, okay, are you guys ready for your next comedian? Oh, before I do that, I wanted to give a shout out. My mom is on. Hi, Mom. I'm going to see you next weekend. And then to Laurence, heart go out to you. We're going to do the dog thing at the end, Tony. And Laurence, she just lost a really awesome dog, Tavio. And I know you really love that dog. So our hearts go out to you for that. That's real. Okay. Are you guys ready for your next comedian?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you are in for a treat. And comedians, I don't have my list in front of me, so everybody be ready all the time. Your next comedian is a very funny guy. I have worked with him at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club. I've known him forever. Put your hands together for the very funny Tony Diamco.
Oh, thank you all so much. Thank you, sir, for having me in part of the show. This is awesome. Obviously, over the last couple of years, I've had to get used to doing Zoom shows. Here's the thing. I've been doing this job almost 30 years now, and I totally learned from listening to my sets, even though the sound of my voice makes my inner child cry. And I started thinking, well, how could it get any worse? Well, now you have to perform by listening to yourself and looking at yourself getting older. Fantastic. Did I just die and this is my hell now? I'm cool with it. I mean, I'm going to talk and have people listen to me, but now I have to look at myself. Look at me. Like if Anderson Cooper is Michael Corleone, I'm Fredo. That's the next. You were talking about like trying to have facial hair, man. 48 years old, man, no facial hair. I tried. The only hair I was able to grow a little bit of stubble underneath my nose. Yeah, so I had a 5 o'clock Hitler. Too soon? Okay, fine. I'll go with it. Hey, did you guys hear Mr. T is opening up a chain of Asian-themed restaurants? Yeah, it's called like Petit the Faux. I have a lot of free time on my hands, y'all. A lot of free time. Voices in my head, and they're getting louder. It has been fun. I do appreciate doing the Zoom shows. I obviously appreciate doing any sort of show. It's always a good time. Because during everything that was going crazy, I did 1.5 years without doing live shows. And it was nuts. It was driving me a little bit crazy. But to make money on the side, I decided to do DoorDash and Postmates, right? So I prefer to Uber and Lyft, right? Because I'd rather have food in my car than people. I never had a pizza in the backseat of my car go, hey, man, it smells like weed in here. Well, it's going to smell like blood if you don't shut the hell up. I was going crazy, truth be told. So that's why I love doing it. Not just the money, but the interaction. Because here's the thing. I have 2 mates who live in the house downstairs. And my place is sort of a studio loft, a separate space above the garage. Which, here's the thing. If you're me, stuck with this brand of crazy, that's a lot of free time. Not healthy. See, I was like a beautiful mind. I was drawing number equations on the walls. I was putting arrows to like thumbtacks. It was all making sense. Like I figured out the last episode of Lost just on a chance. Fuego that night. By the way, the answer is 7. After all that, the answer is just 7. I'll talk about my race really quick. I'm half Irish and half Filipino, which means put together, no one knows quite what I am in any part of the country. Like I get Italian a lot. I get Jewish. Occasionally I get heterosexual. Usually before, but not after. If I'm in LA in July and August, I get Spanish, which is cool. But here's the thing, and this has been my always way of thinking, not only because I'm half Irish and half Filipino, but I went to Catholic school for 5 years, grades 1 through 5. Right, Catholic school, the original Me Too. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, but here's always been my outlook as a kid, even to this day. I'm not going to hate somebody for their sex or sexuality. I'm not going to hate somebody for their race, religion, or creed, right? Because that is a waste of hate. I'm not going to hate somebody for their sex or their race, but if you like Charmed more than Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I don't think you should be allowed to get married. If you don't use your turn indicator, I don't want you teaching in my schools. That's the America I live in. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I did go to Catholic school for 5 years, and years after the fact, I found out that this is not a made-up story. One of the priests that worked in my school actually got busted for messing with kids.
Oh.
And I was living in San Francisco, and a few months later, I saw him walking on the streets, and I knew it was him. And I walked right up to him, and I said, "Hey, man, I know who you are. If I ever see you in this neighborhood again, I'm going to kill you." And he said, "I don't think you know who I am. I think you got me confused with somebody else." I said, "No, I know exactly who you are. If I ever see you in this neighborhood, I'm going to kill you." And I told that story to my family months later. And my mom asked, "Oh my God, did this guy ever touch you?" And I said, "No." And I think that's why I'm so pissed. He's part of the reason I'm so insecure. I was raised in my school and he just wanted to be friends. Come on. I'm not much now, but when I was 8, I was the damn thing. Was I supposed to win him over? Like he walks out of church on Sunday, I'm out there washing his car, wearing a pair of Daisy Dukes. Warren's Cherry Pie is playing in the background. I'm dousing myself in a bucket full of holy water. Hey, I gotta be honest with you, buddy. I forgot to check my timer when I started, and I can only see me right now. So how many minutes do I have left?
You have 2 minutes.
Perfect. Let me tell you about the story of my life. I'll leave you with this tale. As a younger man, I used to think I was afraid of death. But as I get to 48, I'm trying to embrace it and have a sense of humor about it. Now, here's a quick little Sunday fun day project I want you all to try. I want you to get one of those big plastic bins, not the see-through kind, the ones that are colored, right?
Okay.
And then I want you to fill that bin with the weirdest, creepiest, craziest, non sequitur stuff you can possibly imagine in your life. Fill that bin with nonsense. Put the lid on it and push it to the back of your closet. And here's why. One day you are going to die. And your family, friends, and loved ones are going to have to go through your possessions. And they're going to need that distraction. Here's what I have in my bin. A list of 20 names with 12 of them crossed off. A shoebox full of individual words cut out of newspapers and magazines. A bunch of random photos of strangers with their eyes cut out. And the piece de resistance, a dozen Ziploc sandwich bags filled with different human hair. And my family, in their heartbreak, knowing that I am gone and they are never going to see me again, are going to open that bin and they're going to be like, "What the hell, dude?" That is going to make for one uncomfortable eulogy. Brother's going to be in front of that church going, "Well, clearly none of us knew the real Tony." Yeah, I took the bin. ladies and gentlemen, thank you for letting this madman ramble. This has been awesome. I thank you all so much. My name is Tony Dianco. Please enjoy the rest of your show.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
All right, Tony Dianco, everybody. Let them hear it. All right, and hey, everybody, while Tony was on, I went into my settings and I enabled chat for everybody. So try to chat and see if we can do it now. Because we love when you engage with us that way. And I know Tony, chat party, see, he's already on it. Okay, so one of our comedians did not show and did not tell me. But another did show, and I'm really glad to have him. I had asked him some time ago. I've been trying to get him on the show for some time. And he's from the Bay Area. In fact, he won the San Francisco International Comedy Competition. Very funny guy. Put your hands together for the one, the only, Ellis Rodriguez.
Hello. Right, please forgive me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
It's been a while. I haven't done. This is crazy. You guys are still doing a Zoom show. I literally took this just to see that this is actually still happening. This is great, right? Everybody, make sure you tip your wait staff. All right, they're working. They're working it out. This is so crazy. This reminds. So when the same thing, I was living my best life. I don't know if you guys know this, but light-skinned black guys are like really in style. As it was prophesied at the coming of Drake, that the light skinned would rise, right? So we're AD after Drake. And I'm from BC before Curry, so I'm feeling myself. I'm just waking up every day in Chris Brown's body. And I broke up with my girlfriend right before the pandemic because I didn't know. And that was a mistake. And I've just been lonely. I'm having menage a moi at the house. And only people that I could hang out with was my family, which I don't recommend. I don't know if you guys know the Rodriguez. They're getting 1 star on Yelp from me. Okay. My parents are very Catholic, incredibly. I don't know if anybody here's like recovering Catholic or whatever, but my mom is like she's not even up, down, left, right Catholic. Like she's Nintendo secret contra code up, down, left, right, Catholic, right? And there's 9 kids in the whole family because they love each other and the Lord. And if you're 30 years old, you're supposed to be going to your daughter's quinceañera if you're Latino. And if you guys don't speak Spanish, quinceañera means baby shower, right? So my brothers, that's all they do is breed. And we got to figure out who's our parents' favorite. So apparently it's Steven because he just breeds nonstop. And he's now, we call him the DJ Khaled of Rodriguez's because every year he shows up another one. The guy has 8 children. And they love him and they just disrespect me constantly. And my mom straight up told me, Mijo, why don't you bring me any grandchildren? And honestly, it's because I'm undefeated. That's why, because I do the work, okay? Because I pull out and I smoke weed and I drink Mountain Dew. That's why. You know what I mean? It's not a game out here. You understand? I'm the Floyd Mayweather of fraternity test. I'm Maury Povich 50 times. 50 women have tried. 50 women have failed. You know? She doesn't like this. Also, too, because I feel like there's some breeders in the house. Why? Can I be honest with you? Why are you people do this? I don't understand the conversation somebody has to have where you're talking to your partner and you go, you know what? I hate money. Don't you just hate having so much money? And also, I hate sleep. I hate feeling rested all of the time. Just doing whatever I want. You know, let's mix it up. Let's mix it up. and let's lose an argument to a different human being that used to live in my balls 4 years ago about what I should watch on my television. Ovulators, mount up. And then they show up every year with more children. And they're like, you love this person too, even though I don't even know this dude, right? I don't know where you guys are all logging in from. I'm sure it's a lot of different places. And I don't know what your religion is, but I bring you good news. I just saved a bundle of money on birthday presents by switching Jehovah's Witness. I'll tell you that right now. An awkward 15-minute conversation will save you hundreds of dollars. The only thing I did was just get a lot of anxiety during the pandemic, and I hate social media, but there was nothing else to do. And what I noticed about social media, it should be called anti-social media. Like, how many times have you unfriended your family members, right? Because you don't want to see it. It's not bringing us together, right? It shows you the most hateful stuff that your family likes. And then it shows you hotter, prettier people than you, which is wrong, right? I think that social media should force you to look at the profiles of your neighbors, your family members, because that's your social circle. And if they show you any strangers, those people should be 10 years older and 40 pounds heavier than you. You know what I mean? I think social media is messing with our self-esteem. And if every time you logged in, you saw Walmart shoppers, you'd feel a lot better about yourself. It started, I had to get my own place. I'm very happy. I had roommates at the time, and one of them I just hated. And I think it was just the anxiety and being in a close space with somebody you didn't realize you were about to spend 2 years with. And I just decided that I hated him because his name was Randy. And then I hated anybody named Randy. Like, even if your name was Randall or Randolph, you're just a fancy Randy. You know what I mean? I met this Indian guy. His name was Randeep. Didn't trust him. Okay? And I was actually talking to my homegirl, and she was like, "Can you calm down? It's not because his name is Randy." And then I said, "Well, then what is it? Because you can't name a good Randy. Randy was the worst Jackson. Randy was the worst Quaid. Okay, these are facts." And she says, "No, it's astrological." And what are you talking about? And she said, "You're an Aquarius, and he's a Cancer, and Aquarius and Cancers don't get along." And I was like, "Oh my God!" I looked it up. It's true. I don't know if you guys know this, but Aquariuses and Cancers don't get along because Aquariuses are awesome and hilarious, and Cancers are sensitive, and they don't have a sense of humor. All right. And I know that because every time I say that, 1 in 12 people says, "Not true, not true." Right? And they come talk to you after the show and they go, "Well, I'm a Cancer and I have a great sense of humor." No, you don't. That's how you're saying this right now. You're a Cancer. I don't know that. I don't know you're a Cancer. So you start going all like this. You know what I mean? I'm not even saying that you're a bad person. I don't know you. What I'm saying is I hate your guts because it's astrological. In the stars, we hate each other. You feel that animosity toward me? It's not even the joke. It's because I'm an Aquarius. My brother's a big believer. My family is a. Oh, thank you. I've never heard that before. That's so crazy. On stage. I'm gonna do the story. It's more of a venting thing, and then I'm gonna go. Justin, I see the light. Thank you, sir. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Latin families or Black families, but they have this saying called "It takes a village." And I don't know if you know, that means that they want to leave their kids with you. So Steven is stepping out, right? And this makes me incredibly angry. He's stepping out. He says, "We're going to be back in 45 minutes. You need to watch your niece." And I love her very much. Obviously, she's my niece. And her name, hold on. I don't remember her name. It's not important. The important part is that my brother tells me I love her very much, right? So it's kind of like right at the beginning of the pandemic. And Like there was, I had money on a basketball game. Like basketball games where they were in a bubble or something, and it was overtime, and I had $500 on this game. And I've been day drinking because don't lie, we were all day drinking. and so I'm a little bit tipsy, and I was like, no, if you leave her with me, I'm gonna yell at the screen, and then she's gonna repeat something I said, and then you're gonna be mad at me. And he said, dude, there's only 2 minutes left. And I was like, Steven, it takes 45 minutes to watch the last 2 minutes of an NBA basketball game in overtime.
Yes.
And he's like, just keep her alive. And I was like, okay, right. When you get back, she will be alive. But the rest, that's on you. I don't want to hear it. And stop leaving your kids with me. And then he leaves, right? Now, as soon as he steps out, and my niece, she's in the first grade. I don't know if you guys ever met first graders. Worst people in the world. Worst people in the world. They need your attention. They need your attention now. And they do this dance until you give it to them. Right? So as soon as they leave, there's no one for her to attack. She beelines to me, Theo. And she's getting in the way of the television. And I'm like, Mija, what? And she's like, but Theo. And I'm like, what? And she goes, Theo, what are you doing? And I said, I'm minding my business. You should try it sometime. Right? And then she says, but I got to talk to you about this boy. Wait, pause. What boy? And then she says, she starts crying. I'm not a parent. I don't have I'm not even a stepdad. I don't know what to do. She starts crying. She says, there's this boy named Zachary. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I have to kill Zachary. Right? Like I have to go beat up this creator. I have to go back to juvenile hall. All right. I'm gonna have to pour juice out the sippy cup for the homies in timeout. Right? And she says, no, he's not my boyfriend. And I was like, oh my God, you just saved Zachary's life. What's the problem? And then she starts weeping. She starts spilling all the tea. She says, Zachary was her boyfriend, but then she was in a talent show and she got last place. And this other girl, her name was Millie, and Millie got first place, and Millie won the competition. And she said he took her boyfriend. And I was like, this prostitute did what? Right? Like what? The Real Housewives of Cooper Elementary do each other's men in the first grade. I don't know what to tell her. I say, you let this little Milli Vanilli chick keep Zachary, okay? Because if Zachary didn't respect you at your worst, then he doesn't deserve you at your best, okay? I know that's true because I read it on Instagram every day. Please stop posting this. Please. We get it, okay? But she's not on Instagram, so I think I changed her life. But instead, she goes, Theo, what's Milli Vanilli? And that's when I was like, oh, I'm super old. Okay, don't worry about it. Milli Vanilli's not on the quiz this week. Milli Vanilli's not on the quiz of your life. Never in your life is the answer to a question gonna be Milli Vanilli. Okay? And if somebody tries to trick you and they go, who sang that one song, Blame It on the Rain? It wasn't Milli Vanilli. So she goes off, she's alive, right? My brother calls me 2 weeks later and he goes, guess what your niece said on her Zoom class today? Because I don't know if you guys remember growing up and meeting like homeschool kids. All your kids are homeschool kids, right?
Yeah.
It's on her Zoom class. And he says, she got into an argument with some girl named Millie. And I was like, oh, word? Well, did she call her a prostitute because she stole Zachary? And when they meet at school in real life, she needed to get the 2-piece and the biscuit, right? And my brother says, wait a minute, did you say that to her? And I said, no. What did she say? And I guess she got into an argument with Millie, and the teacher said, oh, what are you girls doing? And my niece said, yeah, we're minding our business. You should try it sometime. Told me I didn't have to watch her anymore, so everybody wins. Thanks for letting me gripe. Live. And that's my time. Thanks, Jason.
All right, Ellis Rodriguez, everybody, let him hear it. Nicely done, man. Nicely done. Yeah, my mom loved you.
I love him.
And one of our OGs, Darren Biamonte, loved you. Thanks for doing it, man.
Thank you.
I'm going to put that up for you guys while I cover that. There was another comment there. Check the chat, Ellis. So you got a lot of positive comments there. You would have gotten a ton more, but only the panelists are allowed to comment chat until I restart the whole thing. So long live Zoom, everybody. Long live Zoom.
Long live Zoom.
You know what their motto should be? It should be, just because it works today doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow.
That's true. That is so true.
It is, man. Okay, so were you able to see that little share screen of that? You guys saw that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to help the show, then that's the way to do it, and we really do appreciate that. We're going to be like not just the best Zoom, but the only Zoom across the country. We're gonna keep going, everybody. We're our own little tribe. We're like a pirate ship at this point. And we just, we get people like Tony Diamco and Ellis Rodriguez who are willing to come and give it a try. So we really appreciate you guys doing it. And your next comedian, super funny. She has really great credits. I always want to look them up because they're like the holy grail. She's been on Friends, The West Wing, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. She's been in films like Flight Plan and How Do You Know? Put your hands together for the very funny Mary Gallagher.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jason. Hi, everybody. I see you guys. Hi. I see you all found parking. So glad.
Free parking.
Free parking. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I do not validate, so I'm very glad. So I, like Ellis, I'm also from the Bay Area, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm from Wisconsin, but I had to leave. I had to leave because I'm lactose intolerant. Yeah, I used to go to football games. All the kids had cheese on their head. I had hummus. I left my battle with dairy behind, and I moved out to Los Angeles to enlist in the war on gluten. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Last week I did a 12-step program. I performed for a 12-step program in Santa Clarita. And it was so wonderful because anytime I screwed up, they literally had to forgive me. I'd like to give a shout out to Carmen and Stephanie. I feel like they win the best looking Zoom square tonight. They're color coordinated. Their set design is fantastic. Can't see it? Okay. Well, they also have satisfying drinks in their hands, so we know they're not going to get up and walk away. And Linda Baker, are you Jason's mom?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love your muffins. I love your muffins, your cookies, anything that comes out of your oven. And no, Linda, I adore your son. I'm so glad that you're here tonight. So glad. And you guys, I was gonna do this in my bedroom, but I just don't want to get comfortable with people laughing at me in there. So instead, I'm out here in the garage. If it opens, we'll take a quick break. I put on perfume for you guys. I hope you like it.
I don't have vision.
It's not a scratch and sniff screen. That's odd. Okay. I thought the technology was increasing on these. I really. Yeah, my name is Mary. I don't know if you guys know that was the #1 name 100 years ago. #1. So suck on that, Agnes. And I am a single mom. So I have a lot of strength. I have a lot of physical strength. I have a lot of mental strength. I have extra strength, Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, Mike's Hard Lemonade. I could really identify with Ellis when he was talking about being single and kind of, working that into things. Over the pandemic, I did a one-woman production of Les Miserables in my house. It's called, it was called Les Me.
Are you in my class?
I was on Friends, the TV show Friends, and people ask, "Oh, what was that like?" And I always tell them, "Oh, it was the most exciting time of my life." And then when it was over, it was the most terrible time of my life because I had to return to my crappy real life. And the part was over. Yeah, but it was so exciting. Right now, I'm on a TV show on Netflix. It's called Prank Encounters. Yeah, I've never seen the show either. Yeah, I've never seen it because I don't have that Netflix password that America shares. I don't know if any of you guys have it, if you could share it in the chat. When I'm on TV, I get cast a lot as the girl next door type. This one guy is like, "You are so girl next door. You're such the girl next door." I said, "Chuck, I'm your neighbor." I said, "When you mow the lawn on Sundays, could you please put on a shirt or a bra?" I've got my glasses on because actually this is late for me. I've already started my bedtime routine. I took out my contacts. During my set, I'm probably going to start brushing my teeth. And you'll know that I'm closing when I bring out the retainer. You guys, I saw a bumper sticker the other day that said "Mean people suck," and I was like, that is a little mean.
Oh my God.
And then I saw another bumper sticker today. The bumper sticker that I saw today said, "I would rather be taking public transportation." And I was like, no, you wouldn't, because you're not. Do you guys ever see a bumper sticker and then you can't read it quick enough? And then you start going faster so you can see you're like, my other car is a what?
Yes. Yes.
Now I'm on a high-speed chase because I'm a slow reader. And then, you guys, do you ever see a bumper sticker that makes you really angry? And so you have to drive up and look at who would have that
Yeah.
right? And then you're like, oh, that's what I thought you would look like. You just confirmed all my prejudices. When you see a personalized license plate like on a really nice car, and it usually looks like someone gave someone they love a car, like it will say something like JT Heart KI, and you're like, oh, that's kind of sweet, right? I bet they bought that person that car and they put the personalized license plate on it. And I'm like, it sounds kind of passive aggressive, doesn't it? Because who's going to drive to a motel parking lot with that car and those license plates? Nobody's going to cheat when their license plate shows that someone loves them. Both my parents are United States Marines, both of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Most of you could care less about America. That's cool. I get it.
Oh, that's mean.
I get it. That's my parents. My parents love this country, just none of the people in it. My parents were actually living with me for a while out here in Hollywood, but then my father said, "I'm sorry, Mary, your mother and I have to move back to America."
Oh.
Love that.
My parents,
Love it.
they met in the Marine Corps. True story. They met in the Marine Corps. How does the story go? She gave him a spit shine. He bounced a quarter off her ass. I don't really like knowing the details. It makes me a little uncomfortable. But my mother used to make me scrub the bathroom floor with a toothbrush. So I used hers. And recently, my mother admitted to me growing up I was not her favorite. That's always hard, isn't it? Yes, especially if you're an only child. Very difficult. Yeah, so I have just one child, me and my daughter, and oh my gosh, she's so much fun, you guys, so much fun. When she was born, the doctor said that we should have a lot of skin-to-skin contact. He said that would build confidence, but I don't know about that. I had a lot of skin-to-skin contact in college. My confidence was at an all-time low. I brought my daughter up on Sesame Street. You guys remember like Sesame Street, how good that was? Any Sesame Street fans here tonight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love Sesame Street so much. I think there should be a Sesame Street for adults. I think we should continue that great education, and this show would be on late at night when drunk people come home from the bar. And you turn it on and it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 step program. And then the count would come on and he'd be like, one DUI.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't really drink. I don't know. Once in a while I'll have like a glass of wine, but I'm not like one of those women that has throw pillows that says it's wine o'clock. Or they'll have a sign in the kitchen that says wine is basically fruit salad. I'm like, Isn't it interesting that our country used to be embarrassed by our alcoholism and now we decorate our homes with it? I feel like relationships were easier when we were younger. Do you guys feel that way? Like remember when you were like in 5th or 6th grade, if you liked someone and they liked you back, that was called going together. Do you remember this? We were going together.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Where were we going? Didn't have a car. I don't know. When I was in 5th grade, Bucky McGinn came up to me and asked me to go with him, and I said yes. Never ever heard from him again. As far as I'm concerned, we're still going together. Somebody just needs to tell his wife and kids. You guys, I feel like doctors are always hitting on me. Do you feel that way? Like doctors are always hitting on me?
No.
Great. Anyone who doesn't feel that way, I'm going to give you example. Ladies, I am lying there naked on that table in the room, just waiting for the optometrist to come in. I felt so vulnerable. I just don't think I should have to say to my optometrist, hey, buddy, my eyes are up here. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Great job. All right, let her hear it, everybody. Mary Gallagher.
Thank you.
Yay. Loved her.
Ann Romero said, Netflix password just for you. # free Mary. I love it. Hey, you have some great comments there. While I'm doing it, let me put up our next show here real quick while I'm going. I should have had this set up. Sorry. There's that. And here's our next show. Hopefully you're available, Tony, because at this point, I don't know if I could do this without you. If only for the emotional support. And thanks for tuning in from the road, Carmen and Stephanie. Good to have you guys are in Florida.
Yes.
Nice. I love it. Good to have you guys. And you won the best square of the night contest that you didn't know you were having. By the way, Mary, Lori Moss said, thanks for doing the best Zoom show ever. She was complimenting you. And Jan Powers Garza said that her favorite joke was the high speed chase to look at the speed, the license plate. My favorite joke, Mary, is about, as far as I'm concerned, we're still going together and somebody has to tell his wife and kids. That's great, man. That's great.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing it. This is why we all keep coming together, for comedians like Mary and your final comedian who's been patiently waiting in the wings. Are you guys ready for your final comedian, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
All right. Well, this guy I have known from the beginning of my doing stand-up. Super funny guy. He won the Seattle International Comedy Competition. You can find him at all the best clubs. Put your hands together for Auggie Smith.
Can you hear me? Is everything good? My mic
There-
on?
There you are, man.
Everything working?
Where are you?
Okay. I want to compliment everybody on their background tonight. Mary, that is the most books I've ever seen. I don't know anybody with that many books. And how, Ellis, did you get your entire background to be out of focus when you were in focus? It was like doing a sketch show and you couldn't get people to sign the release. And mostly, I love my old buddy Tony. Man, you have gone full Fauci. You are full Fauci. And I do my Zoom shows from my backyard, so I look like a war correspondent. You're gonna hear dogs. You're gonna hear actual crickets. There are gonna be actual crickets after my show. Oh man, I miss Zoom. I miss Zoom because maybe you're laughing at me. Maybe a dog's licking your foot. I don't know. I'll take the assist. Good to see you guys. I'm Aug. I'm going to be your comedian for a little while. I am in my backyard. Inside is my family. I have a whole family in there. The wife and I, we've been married 10 years. We just celebrated 10 years. The wife wanted to go to Australia, and I wanted a hot tub, so we compromised and had 3 children.
Wow.
Looking at me, gray beard, you're seeing the line, you're thinking, oh, Og, your children, they must be through school and married and divorced and through rehab and back home by now. No. I have 3 little kids. I have a 7-year-old. I have a 5-year-old. And are you ready for this? I have a baby. I have a gray beard. And I have a baby. I have an AARP card. And I have a baby. I threw my back out picking up my baby. That's a real thing that happened. I guess I won't be doing that again. How old am I? Great question. I find new music on Saturday Night Live. That's how old I am. How old am I? When teenagers are making noise at the movie, everybody looks at me to say something, and when I do, they normally settle down. That's how old I am. How old am I? Sometimes the wife wears sexy nurse outfits, but just to get me to take my pills. And I have a baby.
Wow.
Baby. And here's the thing. No kid people out there, first of all, way to go. Keep doing that. We're all very proud of the work you're not doing. And like you, I saw parents and I thought they were idiots. Idiots! Here's a question I had throughout my single years. It went something like this. Why are you bringing your baby on an airplane? Why? Now that I have children, I can tell you why I'm bringing my baby on an airplane. Because it takes a village to raise me.
So silly.
Here's the thing. Whether you chose to have kids or not, if you're an adult in America, you were in the parenting National Guard, okay? You could be called up at any time. And when you're sitting there on the runway and the door's about to close and you're thinking you're all lucky because you got the row to yourself and there's nobody sitting there, and then right as she's about to pull it close, I come pushing through with my colicky baby and I the face as I go to sit next to you. For the next 4 hours, your and that child's happiness are exactly the same thing, okay? Hold up. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. All the bitching in the world won't take that away. Why am I putting my baby on an airplane? To build a better community. That's why I'm putting my baby on an airplane, to make you a better person. You're welcome. That's right. Me and my baby, we just head to the airport when I got nowhere to be, man. And I say, what do you have with the most hungover people on it? Do you have anything coming from a tech convention or perhaps a fraternity reunion? You know what? Just give us 2 tickets to Vegas and sit us next to a bachelorette party. I have changed their mind. I'm going to tell you something that'll surprise you. Most people, when talking about my parenting, call me a good father. They do. I am called often a good father. And you know what they're basing that on? You know what they're basing it on? I haven't left my family. That's the entire purpose of the claim, that I am a good father. I still live in a house with my wife and my kids. And sometimes when my kids need to eat, I feed them. And if I drive them there. You know why? Because they don't have a license. That's why. And just doing that makes me a remarkable parent. It makes me an amazing dad. It isn't that way in my other job. In comedy, it's not that way. Just showing up to do the gig. Nobody ever, oh man, you got to see Auggie Smith. He's amazing. Every time they introduce him, he walks up onto the stage and speaks into the microphone. It's never like it before. It's not like he's these other comics where they bring him up, but they say they got to go for a pack of smokes and get in their car and drive away, and you don't see him for 12 years. He's not like that. Doing the job makes you good at the job. And you know what that's based on? That's based on the deadbeat dads of the world. That's exactly what that's based on. That's why I love me some deadbeat dads. Way to go, deadbeat dad. Not only did you create most of the women I had sex with in my 20s, dads, the fact that you took off on your family makes me doing the bare minimum look positively. Here's the dads. You ran so that I could walk.
There you go.
At this point in my life, the funny thing is that just doing the bare minimum is like amazing. Like my job is kind of picky. I don't know if you know this about us, if you've been reading about us, but we're awful. We're terrible, awful, terrible people that need to be wiped from the earth. Every time I see that a comedian's trending, I'm like, oh, they must have saved a bunch of orphans from a bus. No, it's never that. I was at a show last week, and a young female comic, as she says to me, says, oh, I think it's great that you don't try to have sex with all the young comics. And I said, but I am. That's what this is right now. They can't all be gold. I got a big promotion during pandemic. I got promoted from parent to teacher. My son was kindergarten, so they gave him an iPad, and they sent him home when we did the teaching from the kitchen table when I was his teacher. Now you guys are probably wondering, hey, Og, how would you describe your teaching style? You know that obviously hungover substitute that would wheel in and VCR and show you Charlotte's Web no matter what class you happen to be attending? Yeah. I aspire to that guy's level of passion. That is my stand and delivery. And I am Edward James almost. What really bothered me was that they changed the curriculum. Like the LA Unified, which, by the way, should be our soccer team, but is not. It is, in fact, our school district. LA Unified, they didn't, because you got to remember, at the beginning of COVID, I thought it was the end of the world. I mean, I was in my backyard stabbing cantaloupes as though they were human heads in case I felt again. That's where I was at, right? And then they send my son home with an iPad to do kindergarten, and I'm like math, like alphabet. And I'm like, there'll be no alphabet in the new world. There'll be pointing your spirit, people. There'll be no. Why are you teaching them this? Teach them things they need. They get these stupid word problems where somebody has 2 apples and somebody gives them an apple. And how many apples is that? Hey, here's a word problem. A neighboring warlord murders your father, and you have to take revenge. Is it a full frontal assault? Or do you... These are the questions you need to be asking. You need to be teaching them to fight, hunt, and find water, man. Don't give them that. Give them a crossbow or a divining rod.
I love him.
Right.
Give them 2 iPads. They can rub them together and make fire. This is the backyard from my very first house that I've ever owned in my life. We bought an actual home. We bought land. We thought we'd wait until prices got as high as they possibly could. That's the time, because nobody's going to want to buy it then. When the prices are that's what they buy, so that's when you strike. My daughter decided that she wanted a bunk bed. She wanted a bunk bed, and here's adorable. You guys want to get adorable? We're gonna get adorable. Brother sleeps below her, and she likes to cuddle with me as she goes to sleep at night, which is very sweet. And here's the deal: is that as you get older, certain things get easier. One thing that definitely doesn't get any easier is getting into the top of a bunk bed. It's not a skill you develop with age. It isn't something it's going to be the best at. The Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours thing doesn't really come into play in getting a bunk bed. It is a young man's game, okay? My kids aren't in juvenile hall, okay? These aren't metal bunk beds that are welded to a concrete wall. They're plastic. They have unicorn stickers on them. And I don't think they can hold 220 pounds. You know how I know that? Because I built them. And I suck. And so I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't, because I don't want to crush your brother. That's why I can't. Not only would it be my problem for having made the bunk bed to begin with, but then also being too fat to support myself in a bunk bed. And they're going to take the rest of my kids after that happens, is what's going to happen. Or it should. There isn't some kids. After you crush them in a bunk bed that you built, there should be. So this real thing. I have to go put my toddler, or my, I don't know. Is it baby at 16 months? I don't know. It's specifically toddler, but it's a funnier joke with baby. But I got to go put him to bed. And I was going to do the show from the room putting him to bed. And my thought that would make me a bit of an a-hole. So I didn't do it. But do you know, when you are sending out your tip, that there's 3 little kids in there, and they did nothing wrong, man. They didn't choose to have a road comic for a father, okay?
No.
You're great.
Much, guys. I've been Auggie Smith.
All right. Auggie Smith, ladies and gentlemen. So funny, man. Appreciate you doing it.